Chris, a word about yesterday. David Al-Qaedi just owned the day, and I think the shot clock really made it probably the best day of the tournament so far.
Yeah, without a doubt, David was the man of Wednesday. He certainly deserved his
wins
place
the lag
in the grand finals next Monday, and nobody could get near him. He was on fire, destroyed everybody, winning 8 matches out of 8. And we won't see that too often. You might see somebody winning 5 out of 6 matches in the group stages, or 4 out of 6, but it's not a common thing for somebody to win 6 out of 6, especially in a race to 5.
Yeah, and it's all good players here, very good players, so
rack number 1,
easy tasks along the way.
Tkach.
So Kristina Tkach then, 22 years of age, she's from Moscow, and she'll get us underway. She's one of 3 women in the tournament, Chris, and the one we've seen so far, Kelly Fisher, has set a pretty high standard for Kristina Tkach to follow.
Yeah, and do not underestimate any of the women players. Kristina is a very, very capable player. Can certainly beat anybody on her day. I don't think she's got the firepower what Kelly's got, but she's certainly got the game, and at only 22 years old, she's going to be around for a long, long time.
Oh, I was going to say, she's a very good player, but a bit of luck helps as well. She had the good luck, but it was followed immediately by seeing the cue ball go into the side pocket.
Yeah, not an easy first shot. She was digging down on the cue ball, trying to get good position up for the 2, which in turn, if you don't hit the centre of the cue ball, you'll impart side spin, which will send the white off course, and in turn making the cue ball take a different line.
Naoyuki Oi from Japan, much older, 38 years of age he turned recently.
Yeah, Naoki's one of them players. He's really good to watch. He doesn't hang about, gets on weight, and he's a funny character, as we've seen on our screens before. He likes a joke or two.
He does. I think at times that overshadows what a good player he is, and people see the TV interviews he's done and the fun he has in those, but he's a serious competitor at the same time, and he's probably going to win the first rack in very short order here.
Yeah, he's a really likeable character. Everybody, when they see him in the breakfast stall, shout "Oi!" and obviously everybody looks round.
And straight away, he's into a 1-0 lead, picking up off the scratch from Kristina Tkach. Yeah, I think the 2017 World Masters was a tournament, Chris, that really summed up Naoyuki Oi. He got a lot of attention for some TV interviews he was doing. Certainly didn't have much English at the time. I think he's got a bit more now. So he just basically resorted to singing and reciting song lyrics and all kinds of things. So he was noted for having a bit of fun in that. But also at the same time, on the table, he made his mark on the tournament, got to the quarterfinals, and gave Alban Ocean a good run for his money. So I think we saw the 2 sides of him there. A bit of a character, but also a very good pool player.
Yeah, he's very dangerous. Can beat anybody on his day, and he's come close to winning a few big events. I actually think he's won a few big events, especially in Japan, and Japan has had quite some talented players over the years.
Rack number 2. Current score is
his best year
1-0 in favour of Mr.
Oi. I was talking about
Mr.
2017. He was runner-up in the Japan Open, and he got to the last 8 of the US Open that year as well. Such a tough event to do well in. He was eventually beaten by Eklund Kachi.
And look at this for a break. Well, it's safe to say, I think that is the best break of the championship. You could not possibly put the balls any easier than this. Obviously, we've seen breaks where the 9 balls gone in and people have won the game, but to have a break like that and virtually every ball is next to the pocket.
Yeah, and when it's early on in the match, you like a few nice and easy ones. The 1 and the 2, and well, I mean the 3 as well, just sitting over the pocket like that. Really couldn't be any easier. You follow that, in fact, with the 6, and that's sitting over a pocket as well. You could try to break off a million times and get a break better than that and probably not do it.
Yeah, going back to Naoki coming from Japan, they actually had a world champion not so long ago. Won the World 9-Ball Championships, called Yukio Akagariyama.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he ever turns up playing in this tournament, you can say his name every time, because that was just perfection the way you pronounced that.
And this is exactly what Naoki would have wanted. Absolutely. Precision. Screw off the side cushion with a bit of left hand spin, and he's perfect on the 9-ball. Take a 2-0 lead.
He's travelled a long way to be here, and now that he's arrived in England, he certainly isn't hanging around. We're just getting comfortable in our seats here. Naoyuki Oi is already 2-0 to the good.
Well, he's certainly making a statement here, Michael. Been to the table twice, ran out twice. Can't ask for any more than that. Kristina's only really made one mistake.
Yeah, it's a big week for her. She's obviously competing against a much higher caliber of player than she usually does. She could have done without a start like this. Really needs to get a rack on the board, get herself settled into it. It's going to be a long day, a lot of matches.
Yeah, I think Kristina's been going over to America quite a bit, playing a lot of the men players and improving her game, which is what you have to do. You have to become one of the top players, you need to travel around and don't be afraid of getting beat. It's the only way you learn.
Rack number
As we
3,
said, she's
current
only
score
22 years old, and
2-0
she's going to be learning every
favor
single
Mr.
time
Oi.
she plays.
Ms. Tkach to break.
Oh, the one thing she really didn't need, given the way this match has started, was a dry break, and she must be horrified there as she walks away from the table to see the 1 roll over the corner pocket.
Yeah, the 8-ball normally goes into the left-hand corner pocket from where we was just looking, where Naoki's queuing over. And again, another glorious opportunity to take the rack and take a 3-0 lead.
It's had some long runs in some very big events. World 10-ball semi-finalist as long ago as 2009. And then a semi-finalist in the World 9-ball 3 years after that. He beat the former world champion Torsten Homan in the last 16. Then saw off our own Carl Boys in the quarters. And was only beaten 11-7 in the semis by the eventual champion, Darren Appleton, who of course we saw yesterday. And Darren had his struggles and has gone home now to maybe have a bit of a rethink about where he goes from here with his game.
Hold on, hold the clock. Yeah. She's the
I
shot
spoke
clock.
to Darren last
So
night.
she'll announce it, we'll add 10.
He was
okay?
a little bit down
Okay.
on himself. He
You can start.
he knew he hadn't played his A game, but he'll be back. He's a champion. He doesn't give in very easy.
He just looked a bit rusty, I think, Chris. He hadn't played much at all recently, like a lot of players, but he's been particularly inactive, and I think it showed yesterday.
Yeah, he just made a lot of glaring errors, which he doesn't normally make. I mean, I think he must have missed around 10 balls in his matches. You know, and probably 8 of them were very, very makeable shots. You could probably count on one hand how many times he does that in a year.
Not a big fan of cliches, but I think the term baptism of fire is particularly appropriate here for Kristina Tkach. She's had a dry break, she's had a scratch, she's been punished relentlessly for both of them. Nothing she could do about the second rack, obviously, in the break and run from Naoyuki Oi. This is showing her What a tough school she's in here. Doesn't look like that long since she was in actual school. She looks so youthful.
Well, she's certainly getting a lesson here. Naoki is playing as good as we've seen anybody play.
I don't know exactly how long we've been going, but I would suggest it's possibly not even 10 minutes yet. Can't think of any other match this week where a player has reached 3-0 so quickly. Pretty much the perfect start for the man from Japan. Naoyuki Oi leads Kristina Tkach by 3 racks to 0. How can she respond? We'll see in a moment.
Okay.
This championship is being played with the new Aramith tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith Ranger of Ball and Q cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
Day 4 in Milton Keynes at the Predator Championship League, and a wonderful day so far for Naoyuki Oi. They've only been playing for about 10 minutes and he's already 3-0 up against Kristina Tkach and absolutely flying. And the news doesn't get any better for the young Russian because her opponent has the break in rack 4.
Well, Naoki quite fortunate there, lost the cue ball, but he's put the 1 over the corner, the 2's over the opposite corner pocket. And this is looking like it's going to be 4-0, and Kristina has only made 1 mistake.
Well, this is the second rack in which Oi has broken in this match. He ran out from it on the other one. If he keeps going like this, I think we'll have to be describing this as the best performance we've seen so far all week. Bear in mind, we've had 72 matches already. Can't think of any in which someone's played like this.
Does Naoki have a nickname?
I think we need to give him one. I'm suspecting you've got one in your head.
I think I might have one. The Japanese Juggernaut.
Yeah, that will do. I'd say he's the sort of person who's picked up a lot of nicknames over the years. Maybe there isn't one that's particularly stuck. Your phone's going to start pinging now, isn't it, Chris? From all sorts of people telling you what his actual nickname is.
Well, he's playing faultless in this match, and this is Naoki's 4th run out from 4 attempts. 100% record so far. Well, that's not his best shot. Could have just stopped it there. Nice soft stun shot, but for some reason tried to stun over. Probably got a little bit too confident. I do expect him to make this 9 ball, but it is missable.
Seen a few of these missed so far this week. Ooh, but not this one. This is as close to perfection as you can get. Naoyuki Oi leads Kristina Tkach by 4 racks to 0. And we've only been playing for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's played brilliant. Like I said, 4 attempts to run out, 4 run outs made. Kristina made 1 mistake.
Let's just see what's going on next door. Mieszko Fortunski of Poland is leading Kelly Fisher, who's still here. She's been here since Group 1. She's been in a group final on Tuesday night. 2-0 down today, though, and she's left a chance there for the pole in rack 3.
Yeah, Kelly must be getting a little bit tired. She's been
just put it down.
playing for, well, this is the 4th day now.
I just ask you to, well, use your clock, yeah.
Playing 12, 13 hours a day. Minimum of 6 matches per day.
Yeah, and she finished yesterday with 4 defeats in a row, and a couple of them were 5-0. She only won a total of 5 racks in those 4 matches. So I think you're spot on there, Chris. I think she is showing a bit of fatigue. I think it would be natural for anyone after so many matches and all the big results she's pulled off. Now, can Kristina Tkach finally get some sort of foothold in this match before it's over?
She's looking to make the pink 4 into the right hand corner pocket off the break. Send the 1 ball off 2 cushions for the top pocket, but she's made the 1 and the 4. She's got a shot at the 2. And at first glance it looks like natural position to come off the top rail and run the cue ball over to the left hand side to leave the 2. But how does she get from the 2 to the 3? The key to these runouts is always thinking 3 or 4 shots in front. It's no good Kristina potting the 2 and leaving herself an half ball 3, because then it's a tough shot to get to the 4. Could do with landing dead straight on the 3 so she can just draw the cue ball back up the table. It just needs to get the first part of this equation right.
Yeah, there was a huge amount of pressure on that shot, wasn't there, Chris, because of the situation she's in, and also the fact she knows any mistake she makes is going to be punished in all likelihood very severely, and that made it so much harder for her.
Yeah, and she's left Naoki really nice on the 2 ball here. Automatic position, just a little stop shot where Naoki may play into the knuckle of the side pocket here just to hold the cue ball, or he could run the cue ball down slowly. Well, that was the danger if you played it too close to the 7, and I don't think he can reach this. This could end up being a little bit awkward, but just depends on what kind of angle he's got on the 3. Well, he can't see the 3. He's going to try and kick it in and draw the cue ball in between the 7 and 9 and back up the table. If he gets this right, the cue ball will hit the side rail and spin up towards the 4-ball. Tough shot. Just like that.
He can do no wrong today. And people might look at this, if it does finish 5-0, and think, oh, she was obviously out of her depth. But anyone who's seen the match will know it actually hasn't been about that. She's had a bit of misfortune. Okay, she's made 1 or 2 little mistakes here and there. But actually, it's been all about how well Oy has played. And I think someone needs to have a word with her and tell her that. She'll be partly aware of it herself, but it would help to hear it from someone else as well, that they won't all play as well as this. And she will get chances in later matches. She's got at least 6 of them to play today. But the first one looks to be over almost as soon as it started. Surely the fastest match of the whole week.
Well, I can't remember a single player that hasn't made a mistake in the match. Naoki Oy is the only one that hasn't done that. He's played nigh on perfect.
Practically perfect pull from the man from Japan. Naoyuki Oy has taken little time to see off Kristina Tkach with arguably the best performance of the week so far. He wins by 5 racks to 0. Albin Ocean and Niels Fine will be up next. Join us for that.